If you need an honest review of the hole-in-the-wall restaurants in our area, Barry Goodall is your guy. He stops by today to share us all the latest food stops and why you should check them out, especially during this week. It's Derby Week and it's Oaks Friday.
That's right. And being that it's Oaks Day, I had to get all gussied up. And of course, a cigar and an old-fashioned just makes it feel right at home.
Exactly. And so you have been on this very Derby-themed food tour lately. And your first stop was Wagners Pharmacy. And I've lived here for almost 3 years, and I have still yet to check it out. So what is the best thing on the menu over there?
Well, let me start by saying I wanted to show people that are coming in to visit Louisville that there's more than just Churchill Downs.
Yes.
That's great, but there's also other things that give you the Derby experience, and Wagners Pharmacy is synonymous with Kentucky Derby, located right across the backside gate and the infield entrance to Churchill Downs. Wagners is known for breakfast and lunch. And what's unique about Wagners is you go in there and you could be running into horse trainers, Bob Baffert, D. Wayne Lucas, and you could also be sitting next to somebody that grooms the horses, just everyday blue-collar guys. And of course, Derby Week, it's a rite of passage that if you come to Derby, you have to go to Wagners for breakfast.
Yes, I mean, we're looking at some VO right now of some of that incredible breakfast that you had.
That I have is called the Hangover Platter. It's a full platter of biscuits and gravy, a country fried steak over the top of that in gravy, 4 over-easy eggs, topped with home fried potatoes.
Oh my gosh, you should have brought little samples with you.
Oh, I would, but you know, my button might not button on my jacket later. So.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Moving on to downtown.
We're going to another Derby legacy, and that's the Brown Hotel, where I experienced the bourbon and hot brown and Derby pie.
So iconic.
So, you know, there's nothing more historic in Louisville that is related to Derby than the Brown Hotel.
Look at that sizzle on that
hot brown. Of course, that's where the hot brown was invented in 1926, right there at the Brown Hotel.
I didn't realize it's almost 100 years old.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Look at that.
And the hotel was built in 1923, so just 3 years later, the hot brown came into play.
Wow, and when you step foot onto that property down there, I mean, you could just feel that just Louisville Southern charm, hospitality to the nines. It is absolutely incredible. And then we gotta move down to Whiskey Row Sidebar.
If you're coming into Louisville to visit, you're definitely gonna put Whiskey Row on your list to visit because, of course, Louisville's known for bourbon. And you can find all you can get at Whiskey Row, and that sent me to the Sidebar located under the 2nd Street Bridge. And the reason I went there, I did a little investigating on the menu, and they have some Louisville delicacies such as hot brown smothered French fries.
Oh my gosh,
and
look at them.
Of course, the fried bologna sandwich. You know, Louisville is a big bologna town. Fisher Packing was right here. So I think the fried bologna was probably invented right in Louisville. But yeah, there's nothing more caloric than those hot brown smothered fries.
I was going to say, that is a smothered and covered delicacy.
Everything
right there.
you can get in a hot brown, and then to make it more fat, you just put it over some French fries. So,
oh my goodness. We have a little bit more history, Henry Bane sauce. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when you go to a Derby party, more than likely, you're going to see a bottle of Henry Bane's on the table, going on all kinds of different kinds of Derby cuisine. But I wanted to go ahead and search and find out not only the story of the sauce, but the man himself, Henry Bane. And of course, Henry Bane was invented at the exclusive Pendennis Club, which is a private club here in Louisville dating back to 1881.
Wow.
I had the general manager, Francis Sajanic, gave me a tour of the place, showed me all the decadence that involves in the Pendennis Club. And other than the Henry Bane sauce being created there by the head maitre d', Henry Bane, the old-fashioned bourbon cocktail was also invented at the Pendennis Club.
Really?
Yes, there's a lot of debate on where it was really started, but the bourbon cocktail, called the old-fashioned, was named and created at the Pendennis Club.
I learn something every time you come on here. Wow.
You know, I learned a lot too on this. There's also a lot of Muhammad Ali history involved in the series that I did that I'd never heard about before.
Wow.
So the Henry Bane sauce was invented there at the Pendennis Club, and it is now presently bottled and manufactured at Bourbon Barrel Foods right here in Butchertown.
Yep.
And they bottle it on behalf of the Pendennis Club.
Wow, amazing. And your last stop, one more iconic hotel.
Okay, and you know, you always say that you save the best for last,
Yep.
and boy, was I in for a surprise. Went to the Sealbach Hotel, another Louisville landmark that's synonymous with Derby. I was graciously given a tour by the Sealbach historian, Larry Johnson, showed me all over the hotel the old gangster stories of Al Capone, Dutch Schultz, showed me where the rooms were where they used to go and illegally gamble, back stairwells where they would escape if there was going to be a raid. And I just got to tour the whole hotel. It was very elegant. I'd never stayed at the Sealbach, so it was really neat to see it. But then I ended up the tour at the old Sealbach bar, where I got to experience their bourbon cocktail specialty called the Sealbach. Then I also got to have another Kentucky staple called burgoo.
Yep.
If you're not from Kentucky, you probably don't know about burgoo, but it's basically a mulligan stew. Back in the old days, whatever they had to put in the pot, squirrel, rabbit, whatever it may be, along with all the leftover vegetables.
Yep.
And that evolved into Kentucky burgoo.
Wow.
And they're hot browned at the Sealbach, I have to say, was as good as any I've had in Louisville.
That's a bold statement, Barry.
I got to meet the sous chef that makes their Mornay sauce, Jermaine Brown, and he came out and we had a nice conversation. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, and this is all documented on your YouTube and Facebook pages, so people just need to go there to really get the in-depth history and all the taste and flavors of Derby.
Right, that's correct. You can find all those videos on the WHAS Plus app and on my YouTube channel. So, Good Old Country Kitchen. So you definitely want to go and check that out. And y'all don't know nothing about this WHAS 11. Great Day Live.
Exactly. Barry, happy Derby to you, and go check him out on his Facebook page.